So I'm driving, but I wanted to share something. So last week, me and my husband did a digital fast along with a church in our community, and it was such a breath of fresh air. And the reason I say that is it had us having like a lot of intentional time together. And me and my husband, we are both already like intentional people about like with each other, about our marriage. Like we make sure that we take time for just our marriage, all the things. But in the evenings after a long day, it is so easy for us to want to like veg out. He watches a movie, I scroll on TikTok or Pinterest or whatever. And so without doing those things, we just had time to like be really intentional with each other. And so of course, like we spent time like talking about what we had read in the Bible that day or a sermon we had watched, whatever. But we were also like kind of like asking each other questions. And one night, the question I asked him was, where in my life do you not see Jesus? Which I'm sure he could have said 1,000 different things, and he was very, very generous and only said one thing. But it was very, very convicting that one, I couldn't say anything in his life that like I didn't see Jesus in, and I mean, okay, and I mean that like from the bottom of my heart. If you know my husband, then you know like you would probably agree with me. He is just so Christ-like. Whatever, that's on one other video. But he said, in how you treat your sisters. And if you don't know, which you probably don't, but like me and I have 3 sisters total, but 2 that live here, and we have just been like on outs here lately. Like we just have not been vibing. They've been vibing together, but like they haven't been vibing with me. I haven't been vibing with them. It's a whole thing. But really and truly, when he said that, like my heart broke because I have not shown Christ to them. Like I have not been a godly example of loving like Jesus, you know, and no matter what, no matter if I was offended by what they said or they were offended by what I said, like I still have to love them through that. And so I guess in telling this, I'm just kind of posing the question for you to maybe think about, like, where do you not see Jesus in your life? Or maybe you want to ask that question to your spouse. And also the sermon that I heard that question in follows it up with, your spouse is entitled to correct you. And so I had to also preface the question with that to my husband, like, okay, I'm not going to get offended by what you say because you have earned the title, or, you know, the right, not the title, to correct me. And so you might have to say that, and then you have to follow through with and not get offended. So anyways, I don't know if that is needed for anyone. It was super convicting to me. And like I said, there was probably 1,000 other things he really could have said because my walk with the Lord has been rocky here lately, because of my doings, because I haven't submitted fully to him. So anyways,